been in a very mood reading mood. Like, I don't want to do things that I'm supposed to do. I don't want to read things that I'm supposed to read. And I've recently been really in the mood for fantasy romance. I have a few things on my plate at the moment, but today is Monday and I don't really have much going on today. I have work. On my walk, I listen to an audiobook. I've currently been really into audiobooks as well. I really love tandem reading things. That's kind of the mood I've been in. But I'm currently reading Soul of a Witch by Harley LaRue. This is the third book in the Souls trilogy, and it's like a trilogy of demon romances. We're following Everly and the archdemon Callum. So far in this book, we've gotten a lot of the politics and the world building of hell, whereas in the past two books we've kind of just like known that it was a thing and haven't really ventured into it a lot. Am I enjoying it? I would almost venture to say no. Probably should I DNF it? Yes. I really just don't care what happens at the end of the series. Like, I know that they're gonna win the romance. It's a happy ending. But I do have the audiobook and I've been listening to it on my walks as kind of like just something in the background. It's going by really quick. I'm on page 218. I don't really care about the characters. I thought I'd care about this one the most, but I kind of care about them the least, strangely. The spice picked up like really quickly off the bat and it kind of caught me off guard. Like, I was listening to the audiobook. It said it was going to take me 6 hours or 7 hours to read, and within like 1 to 2 hours of listening, we were on the spice. That's like less than 100 pages. I guess they've been building up the expectations and the relationship of the couple over the first two books, but like in this third book, I still would have liked more slow burn. Other things I'm interested in reading this week. I would really like to pick up Direbound. I don't remember the author, but it's a book I've been hearing a lot about recently. There's also a few fantasy romance series that I'm in the middle of that I could get finished this week, and I would love to do that. Other than that, we're kind of just mood reading. Like I said, that's literally the entire point. So as the mood strikes, I will keep you updated. I'm currently on, let me take my AirPod out. Girl, why am I distracted? Soul of a Witch by Harley LaRue. It is now Tuesday, and I just got back from work like probably an hour ago. After that, I read a little bit of Soul of a Witch, and I'm currently on page 389, chapter 36. I have about this much left to go. It says on my audiobook that I have about 2 hours left, so I am definitely going to finish this today. I probably should DNF it, but I'm too far in, and it's only 2 hours of listening. And I want to say I finished the trilogy. Like, if I'm on the last book in the series, I'm just gonna push through because then I get to add another series to my finished series list, and that's way more satisfying than DNFing this for me. Right now, it's sitting at like a 2 or a 1.5. I honestly couldn't even tell you the events of this book. They have really, this far in, done nothing. The objective, if you don't care about spoilers, is to kill a god. And what have we done? And like loosely train, but then fuck in the middle of training and then loosely train again, talk to a few people. I guess things were happening, but nothing of significance. Like, I'm confused as how you're making progress on this enormous goal that all the other books in the series said that you weren't going to be able to accomplish, and then you're like literally doing nothing. And like, obviously you're gonna accomplish the goal. Last book in the series, we're obviously gonna get a good end, and we've done nothing to reach the goal. So I'm confused. I'm just along for the ride. And you know what? Not my business. If they want to like goof off and just fuck each other, like, not my business.
Yes, I am currently driving. I wanted to say that this book feels like a bad training montage in which the training involves sex. They keep saying that like they're racing against the clock, like this is a big deal, and then they just keep fucking every other chapter, and I'm like, you're clearly not racing that bad or else you would be really locked in on this training situation. Clearly it's not that important, because even when you are training, it's like, oh, like if you don't get this right, I'm gonna spank you. Maybe like do 10 push-ups. There's gotta be a less sexual punishment if like you guys really are racing against the clock and like this is a big ass deal. Girl, don't be saying that you racing against a clock, you're running out of time, and then every 10 pages have sex. This is not taking away from the book for me. I was like genuinely expecting that. Duh, the training involves fucking, but just the quote of like, we're racing against the clock. I was like, girl, no, you're not. You're not racing anything. Racing to the finish line, if you know what I mean. But you're not racing to nothing important.
fully updated today. I'm just not feeling my best, if I'm being honest. I went to work this morning and I got back, I went to the gym, I read on the treadmill like I normally do, and I started Diarbound, which you might have seen last night. I'm currently on page 54, which is 10% of the way through the book. I'm basically just sitting with my tea, reading a little bit, chilling before I get in the shower and then my bed for the night. But at this point in the book, there's a few things. First of all, the nickname Kitten pissing me off. Literally found that out in like the first 10 pages. Was really irritated about that. Second of all, the name Saya I think it's Saya. I'll put in the picture right here that I have of like I took a picture of it. Reading that name in my head reminds me of the TikTok sound My Shayla. It really is annoying to me. I also feel the world building is very clunky. The way that it's presented to us is very info dumpy. The setup of a fantasy book is independently published, so give it a little bit of a break. The last thing is, I think I'm clocking in these first 50 pages a lot of the foreshadowing and therefore the plot twists that are going to happen later in the book. I could be wrong. The foreshadowing is so blatant. Maybe this is on purpose and maybe I'm going to be tricked. But the foreshadowing is so blatant that I'm like, is there any point even reading the book now? Because I feel like I know exactly what's going to happen. It's literally like 11 p.m. and I haven't talked all day, but I've been reading. I'm currently on page 163, 28% of the way through Diarbound. I'm gonna read a little bit more before bed, but it's like 11 and I have to get up early tomorrow, so I probably won't be doing much more. I've just been chilling all day reading, hanging out with my family. Good day. I'll talk to you in the morning. Where he's like, for like first reading, I think is the MMC, and if he's not, I'm gonna be pissed. What? I ordered this book because I wanted the physical copy. I really like the cover and I really like the concept of the book and I'm enjoying reading it for the most part. So I was like, you're coming home with me. I wanted to give you an update. I'm currently on page 270, 46%, so almost halfway through. Basically, if I never give you a synopsis of this book, it's about Marin, and she's like born a commoner. Her sister gets taken by one of the Nabbers, and the Nabbers are bad people who steal children in the night, basically vampires essentially. On the good guy side, we have the Bonded, and they like bond with these dire wolves, and they're like basically giant wolves. If you've seen Twilight, it's like the giant wolves in Twilight. Because Marin's sister gets stolen, she ends up enlisting basically in the army to like go undercover and find her on the bad side. The like main girl is kind of pissing me off, I'm not gonna lie. She'll say that she's like trying to do anything to survive and stuff, and then she like will say some dumb shit that I'm like, girl, you're going to get yourself killed. And she's like, all these rich people like don't know what's up, they can't survive, they can't adapt, and yet she's not adapting to her new life. It's like so infuriating because I feel like everything she says, she's just like contradicting herself and it's pissing me off. She's like the definition of like YN in a Wattpad book, like YN, like, and not like other girls, like chosen one vibes. Other than that, like the world and everything is good. I just don't like the main character, but I'm hoping when we get to like the love interest section, I'm gonna like him and that will like redeem some things for me. It's actually been quite a bit. Last time I spoke to you was when I was about halfway through Diarbound by Sable Sorensen. Now I am finished with it, and also it's been like a week and I never ended this video. Let's recap what happened because I don't even think I told you when I finished this book either. So I ended up finishing Soul of a Witch by Harley LaRue. I rated it a 1.5. Everything I said previously stands. For the last book in the series, there was really no high stakes. I literally have forgotten pretty much every single thing that's happened in this book since I closed it, and I don't know if I'm going to be reading anything else by this author. I just don't think the writing clicks with me, but I did finish the series and and that makes me really happy because I got to move my little series tracker thing over. I started Direbound by Sable Sorensen, and I also ended up finishing it that week. I ended up rating this a 4 stars, and I was very conflicted on what to rate it for a long time. I was like having very visceral reactions to the book. However, I felt like the entire book was like a setup for book 2. I guess it vindicated me in a way because I literally guessed every single plot twist, every single reveal that happened in the entire book from like page 20. Like I had all of them locked and loaded, and I was right. It made me feel smart, even though I think that they were like very blatantly foreshadowed and not very secretive and done well. It was still like nice to guess everything because duh. But the last 100 pages had me like giggling, kicking my feet, squealing because they were so entertaining, and I was like, okay, this is what I was hoping would happen like halfway through the book instead of like it took a whole book to do it. I guess it's kind of like ACOTAR in that way, but it was so obvious from the beginning that like that was gonna happen. So I was like, okay, now I'm just waiting. And I waited 500 pages, damn near 600 pages. Was it worth it? Honestly, I think yes, because I think the second book is going to like blow me away, potentially 5 stars, depending on how it's done. It's also going to be a traditionally published second book, so that might change things or like alter the editing, the writing process, what's kept in the story, what's left out. Very unique, but also very reminiscent of other stories in a way. Like it very much reminded me of Harry Potter. So I did end up rating it 4 stars. I was really between a 3 and a 4, but the last 100 pages threw me to a 4. Thank you for mood reading with me this week. I hope to see you in another one. Bye.